Hello children, a very warm welcome to the virtual session again. So, let us see what are we going to do today. We will continue with chapter 2 is matter around us, pure, part 4. Here we will continue learning through solution. So, what we have learned in through solution, we are going to learn through solution in this session in detail. Okay, so we are going to have a detailed study of solution here. What is through solution? It's a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. So a solution is made up of solvent plus solute. For example, water, solvent plus solute, common salt, that is NaCl. So that gives you a salt solution. The component in the larger amount, that is solvent. Water will be the solvent because it is a larger amount. The component in the lesser amount, that is solute. So example here, I have discussed just now, solution of salt in water, solution of sugar in water, iodine in water, that is called as tincture iodine, and soda water, etc. are through solutions. So we have discussed all this. We just need to go into detail of through solution today. Now let us start with concentration of solution. Since we are learning solution, we need to study the concentration part of it, and we will have some numericals based on this concept. Let us see what do you mean by solubility. Solubility, because we are learning solutions, so solute will dissolve in solvent. So there exists a concept known as solubility. Solubility of a substance is the amount of substance that can be dissolved in 100 grams of water at a given temperature to give a saturated solution. So the temperature is very important at a given temperature, because the solubility of any substance will vary or will differ depending upon the temperature of the solvent or the solute. So the temperature plays a very important role over here. Like here, over here you take 100 grams of water at room temperature, common salt which you dissolve, 10 grams, suppose for example it will dissolve 10 grams, but if you increase the temperature it can dissolve more. So increase in temperature will increase the solubility of the solute. That's why it is the definition should have at a given temperature. You have to take down this definition, children. Then example over here, solubility of potassium nitrate at 313 K, that is a temperature, is 62 gram. That means at 313 K, at that temperature, 62 grams of potassium nitrate will dissolve in 100 grams of water. That is called as the solubility, and solubility of different substances will be different, and solubility of a given substance will be different at different temperature. So this factor should be very much clear with you, children. Please write down the definition and the example. Then here the diagram shows solubility, how you dissolve a solute in a solvent. So you have a solute and a beaker containing solvent, suppose water, and you are taking some crystals of potassium permanganate, and you are dissolving and you are getting the pink or violet solution here. So this is the solubility where you are dissolving a solute at a given temperature, and how much you can refer to the definition here for solubility. The amount of substance that can be dissolved in 100 gram of water that at a given temperature is, and that should give you a saturated solution. What is saturated solution? We will see now. So you must have taken down the definition, children. So now let us see some aspects of solubility. Solubility is the property showing the ability of a given substance, which is the solute, to dissolve in a solvent. So it is the ability of a substance to dissolve in a given solvent. That property is called as solubility, because every substance will have different solubility, and it also depends upon the temperature. It is measured in terms of the maximum amount of solute dissolved in a solvent. So saturation point should reach where that is called, like after dissolving, like we have seen an example here, 62 grams of potassium nitrate in at 313 K dissolved in 100 grams of water. That means a saturated solution is obtained. Further, if you add potassium nitrate at this temperature 313 K, it will not dissolve at all. So the saturation point is reached. This means the solubility of potassium nitrate at 313 is 62 gram. That means it will not take any more. So saturation point should be, that gives you the solubility. And it, because that's why second point, it is measured in terms of maximum amount of solute dissolved in a solvent. The resulting solution is called a saturated solution. Points which I am going to tell you, you are going to take down only those points. You are not going to copy down everything from these slides here, please children. Okay, so now factors which affect solubility, you are just going to take down these two important, very important factors: definition of solubility and the factors affecting solubility. You should write in your notebook. So the temperature, solubility increases with the temperature. The situation is different for gases, where like solubility will increase with temperature, but the situation is different for gases. With increase in temperature, they become less soluble in each other and in water, but more soluble in organic solvents. So when you take solids and you try to dissolve in water and you increase temperature, the solubility of the solid will increase. But over here in gases, suppose you take carbon dioxide and you try to, like aerated water if you want to make, and you want to compress, or you want to dissolve carbon dioxide in water, that is aerated water, that is soda water, then the temperature should be low. Otherwise what will happen, the solubility of carbon dioxide will become less, and but it will become more soluble in organic solvents only. Organic solvents are the solvents which are obtained from plants and animals. Like for example, you can say acetic acid is an organic solvent. Many more organic solvent you have, ethanol, all those are organic solvents. But over here your main focus is the temperature, where how it affects. Pressure. For the majority of solids and liquid solute, pressure does not affect solubility. So for solid and liquid solutes, pressure is not getting any effect. The factor is of least important here. The solubility of gas is directly proportional to the pressure of this gas. So over here, when you are dissolving gas in water, pressure plays an extremely important role. Whereas in solid and liquid solutes, it will not have any role. But for dissolving carbon dioxide in water, making aerated water, you need to compress, you need to do compression. Therefore pressure will play an extremely important role in solubility of gases, and which is directly proportional to the pressure of this gas. More the pressure, better will be the solubility of the gas in the solvent. So now here concentration of a solution, you have to take down this formula. First of all, concentration refers to the amount of a substance per defined space, or can be defined as a ratio of solute in a solution to either solvent or total solution. So a very simple language, concentration of a solution is the amount of solute upon amount of solvent. You take down this formula. Directly you can write formula: concentration of a solution is amount of solute upon amount of solvent. Or you can take amount of solute upon amount of solution. That means solute plus solvent together will give you a solution. So as per the numericals, the denominator will change. We will see when we will do some solving. You take down this formula. So in denominator can be solvent or solution. Solution means solute plus solvent. Then next, concentration of solution. The concentration of a solution can be expressed as, now how will you express as mass by mass percentage, or as mass by volume percentage. So in terms of percentage, we can express as mass by mass or mass by volume percentage, as it all depends upon the state of the solute and the solvent, because we have solid, liquid and gaseous state. So here the percentage, accordingly the formula will differ. So mass by mass percentage of a solution, you take down this formula. Mass by mass percentage of a solution is mass of solute upon mass of solution. Even if you have water, you can take a mass of water into 100. That gives you the mass percentage of a solution. When you will do some solving, this formula will be extremely helpful. You kindly take down these, children. And mass by volume percentage of a solution is mass of solute upon volume of solution into 100. So please take down these two formula, extremely important, children. We will apply this formula when we will do numericals based on this. Now types of solution. Here we have three types of solution, and the criteria for classifying the solution here is based on the amount of solute. So on the basis of amount of solute which we are using, we will have three types. How much we are using? We are using less, we are using more, or we are using extremely large amount of solute. So when you are using less, that is unsaturated. When you are using in excess at a point where it will not take up any more, that will be a saturation point. So that will be the excess point, excess level of solute we are using. And the third, supersaturation, is going beyond saturation level. How it will go beyond saturation level, we will see now. So now unsaturated solution, a solution which has lesser amount of solute than it can dissolve at a given temperature, is known as unsaturated solution. So we have seen the 62 gram potassium nitrate at 313 K can dissolve in 100 gram of water. That is the solubility. Beyond that it will not take. But if you take lesser than that, lesser than 62 grams, then it has more scope of dissolving potassium nitrate. That means that solution, if you take a lesser than 62 gram, and you add in 100 gram of water, that will be an unsaturated solution, because it has a scope of dissolving more at the temperature at 313 K. So you have to specify temperature as well. And then saturation point, I have already discussed. A solution which has maximum amount of solute that it can dissolve at a given temperature is known as saturated solution. So now we have seen the insolubility, that example of potassium nitrate. It can dissolve 62 gram of potassium nitrate can dissolve in 100 gram of water at 313 K. That is a saturated solution. That is the solubility, that is the maximum amount of solute which you can dissolve in water in a given solution. Okay, so saturated solution is just discussed. Now supersaturated, a solution which can dissolve amount of solute by increasing temperature. Now how you can make saturated solution supersaturated? Now 62 gram only can dissolve in 100 gram at 313 K. But if you increase the temperature, if you apply heat and you try to dissolve more, it will take up more, and that level where it is taking up more than the saturation point, that is a supersaturated solution. So by increasing the temperature, solution this type of solution is known as supersaturated solution. But the supersaturated solution will only exist when you raise the temperature. As the solution cools down, then the crystal will form, that this solution will be unstable, because at that particular temperature only it will take up more than the saturation point. You have to take down these definitions of unsaturated, saturated and supersaturated. So here you have a diagram where you have first one, unsaturated solution. You can see solute, and when you add in a test tube, more solute dissolve. So you more solute can dissolve in this. Then saturated, you have dissolved it, you cannot take any more now. Now supersaturated becomes unstable crystal form, because you have increased the temperature and you have tried to dissolve more solute, then this becomes unstable and crystals will form. This is an unstable solution. So after saturation point, even if you try to add, it will dissolve only if you increase temperature. But as you stop providing heat, and it will cool, temperature becomes lower, then the crystals will be formed. It is unstable. Supersaturated solution is unstable. Here you can see at a molecular level, just a diagram for you to have a clear understanding. Unsaturated solution, here you have more space, more scope of dissolving more molecules. Saturated, here very less negligible scope of dissolving anymore. Now supersaturated, no scope at all because it's already full of molecules. So it is just a diagrammatic representation of at a molecular level of unsaturated, saturated and supersaturated. Then preparation of saturated solution, just explanation with the help of this activity you understand how saturated solution is prepared. You need not write, you just have to understand. Take 50 ml of water in 2 beakers, add salt in 1 beaker with continuous stirring till no more salt dissolve in it. Similarly, add sugar in the other beaker with continuous stirring till no more sugar dissolve in it. We get saturated solution of salt and sugar. If the mixtures are heated, it dissolves some more of the solute. So this is how I have already told you that when you heat it, it will dissolve more. The solubility of different substances are different, extremely important. Please take down this point, extremely important. The solubility of different substances are different. Solubility of substances vary with temperature. So these 2 points you have to take down in your notebook, children, as an important point of solubility. So please write down this important note for solubility. Last 2 points should be written in the notebook. Now here just a picture showing you how dilute, concentrated and saturated solution can be prepared. Copper sulfate solution you are preparing, where you added very small amount of copper sulfate to water. Then you add more, it will become very strong, concentrated, it will become thick. Then saturation point will reach if you add more continuously, and it will not take up any more. Then it will reach to supersaturation level. If you heat it, if you will add more crystal, it will dissolve, but that supersaturated solution will be unstable. Thank you, children. I'll continue with the chapter in my next session. We will see numericals based on the concentration, which we have learned some formula today. We will continue with numericals in the next session. Thank you and have a wonderful day.